Puppey accompanies him forwards. Now MSS and Universe will spot out this movement at bottom and make their way in.
Looks like it's going to be the Monkey King mid as well by mid one, actually. Yeah, so they're putting Nisha top lane, though, so not that matchup that we presumed in the mid lane, but again, I think UR should still be okay, especially when he gets to that level 3. Gets 2 points in raises.
The battle begins.
Yeah, I mean, they said that the SF was a hard counter to Medusa, right? So, you know, you just don't want to get that lane. So, just trying to play carefully around these lanes as SVG takes a little bit of harass from that annoying Dazzle as Resolution, and SVG, the Terrorblade, and the Witch Doctor make their way to this bottom lane.
Yeah, this SF does have the mid ward as well, so they're going to have the high ground advantage too against that Monkey King, which is always nice.
So, what are we favouring for this top lane then? You've got the Centaur and the Jakiro up versus that Earthshaker and the Medusa lane. As things stand right now, we've seen people switching it up quite a lot in recent years.
That's a view. That's a new one I haven't seen before. Oh,
those cliffs.
The production.
Beautiful mountains in the background, really scenic.
Yeah, in terms of that top lane though, you would imagine the Centaur should have a relatively okay time with the Jakiro as well. A few bolts coming through, just trading hits.
Yep. So, cool to see things in the speed. It gives you a new perspective of this Terrorblade. Look how terrifying he is. He's so much bigger than Dazzle. Jesus.
That's what they're talking about on the panel. It's all about the height, you know, it's the fear factor.
That's true, that's true. And Terrorblade's big enough already, and when he gets into that Metamorphosis, ooh, the big old boy. One just backing away from Yawar here as Yawar asserts early dominance over this lane, pushing those creeps in under the tower.
Mid one's doing really well in terms of CS though. He's really shut down Yawar so far.
And Yawar didn't go for that tonight?
I mean, normally the creep dies in 3 hits to the tower, so I mean, you probably wasn't expecting it to live there, are we honest?
Yeah, that's true. How often do we see towers not?
That must have been a very low roll.
Interesting. AU dropping kind of low to SVG here, but
he doesn't have the casket though.
Yeah, but AU is dropping low all the same. He's pretty fast though, and just moves around the trees quite nicely there.
It's
SVG
poison
himself.
Touch. Oh, okay.
SVG might be trouble. Oh, he does get the kill, but he dies himself, giving away first blood. So both the supports trade their lives, but of course much more profitable to the Secret because they get the first blood. Although looking at the kill, gold, a little bit more.
That's okay. Well, I don't know. I didn't see if the Terrorblade got experience or not, but if he did, then it would have been definitely worth it for him. But if not, then not great for the forward side. Not
the best time in this mid lane, 2-0 compared to the Monkey King's 9-5 as it stands.
They spot out this Jakiro here in the woods, so Puppey just hides himself. SS just trying to scout out where Puppey is in relation to the mid lane and the top lane.
Slow's coming out, Arcane Bolt, concussive shot as well. SVG taking on the hits, but no, he's not going to survive. One more hit will do the job from Zai there as they beat down SVG, the captain, taking a pounding in this bottom lane.
Yeah, there's so much spam coming out from this lane between the Sky and the Dazzle, isn't there? SVG has to be so careful with his positioning, even with the heal available on the Witch Doctor.
Puppey and MSS just seem to be playing Ring Around the Rosie in this top jungle. Meanwhile, mid one kills Yawar in the mid lane, which is pretty unexpected to be honest, but he was already dominating the lane, so it doesn't surprise me.
I mean, mid one is so good with this Monkey King, like we said before, and he's really good in these first few levels at trying to dominate the lane, especially before these raises start coming out from the SF.
Resolution in trouble in the bottom lane. EU is flying around. He's got himself a haste rune, and Resolution cannot hide. Down goes the Terrorblade. The Secret find themselves 4 kills now at the 3-minute mark.
Yeah, they're going to be very happy, aren't they? And it seems like all 3 cores seem to be doing at least a decent amount. Nisha tends to suffer on this Medusa a little bit at the start of games. We cast a game of this already as well, and he always does catch up. Goes back into the jungle.
Didn't look like it connected here, and the Shadow Fiend sitting on 2 souls. Is there anything sadder?
More sad? Come on, God, dude.
Sadder? That's a word? What kind of English school do you go to?
Oh,
good
Puppey.
Fisher blocking the creeps, and now you are willfully forced to use that raise. But actually manages to get all of them, so I think that's the most last hits you are seen in a while.
Yeah, I mean, you are going to be very happy that anything that comes his way at the moment. There's actually a kill in the top lane as well as Universe brings down Nisha. That's a solo kill.
Yeah, that's quite impressive from Universe, but that Retaliate coming in and doing its work. 2 points in it is all you need to get a crazy amount of right click damage down on that Medusa right click. Ooh, stun out onto Yawar. In comes AU as well. They're dropping a lot onto Yawar here. Mid one drops kind of low. Yawar will chase away the gank here. So MSS and Shadow Fiend survive. Zai. And a few hits from Rezo here. I see him in the trees once again, but he gets a TP back to the tower.
He only TP back to the tower though, and he's really low down here, so Zai gonna have to be careful. Yeah, it was a good try by Secret forward towards the mid lane though. Oh, sorry, Secret. They timed up the Sky rotation with the Earthshaker, so unfortunately didn't happen. Didn't go their way. I really like this Centaur build up in the top lane as well for forward, where they put the 2 points and retaliate. Sometimes we see them max it out first as well, just for that extra right-click damage coming through, and you saw it with the kill on Medusa there.
Yeah, and this is great for MSS as well, and this Jakiro just able to hang around. Oh, double stack, is he going to manage it?
Oh no, he loses the rune because of it.
Oh my god. MSS, hang your head in shame, my friend.
I'll take that.
Universe is chasing though.
He was going for the efficiency.
Oh, he's got phase boots on Universe on the center.
There is bound to strike him down. The dual breath just about misses as well.
Oh, this is so much space for Nisha up in the top lane as well on this Medusa.
Dying to illusions. No, he's going to survive.
He's fine.
Playing it well, just playing on the edge. Seems to be playing on the edge mostly in this bottom lane, this Dazzle.
If you're not playing Dazzle on the edge, what are you even doing?
That's true, that's true.
Looks like it's Puppey here again as well.
Oh, the Fisher comes in. There's that Jingu coming off. It's a lot of damage onto UR, and they will find the kill.
Yeah, I mean, forward, it feels like they really need a ward between this top lane and the mid lane here, because Puppey's making all the rotations here. And it's so easy to set up for this Monkey King kill onto the SF when you have the Fisher come through. Allows just for that extra hit to come in for the Jingu stacks.
Well, Nisha will retreat to the jungle for now, which, I mean, it's a little bit early for a Medusa, I think. There's some heroes we can get away with going to the jungle this early. Is Medusa one of them?
Yeah, definitely, especially with how he's built. He's got 2 points in split shot, so his jungling going to be much more effective than normal. We tend to see that maxed out Snake first, but I think Nisha realised that he's going to have to go back to the jungle early on here, so changed up his skill build a little bit.
Yeah, and if there is enough pressure on Resolution as well, he can do the exact same thing, but... Oh, mid one. Found in the trees by MSS, but MSS, he's actually going to let the Jingu come off now with the Boundless Strike in as well. One more right click will be needed. UR with the body blocks, though, saving his friend. Meanwhile, yeah, SVG's here. He dodges it with that Mischief. Now he turns around looking for SVG. One back up to the high ground. Nisha shows his face as well, and Secret, they're throwing bodies into this middle lane, and that will force forward to back themselves away.
Why does Monkey King get a 3 point in phase shift?
Good question. Because the hero was obviously very weak before that.
Yeah, obviously.
Needed that change. Balance strike again onto UR. You know, this lane, it's not going great for Shadow Fiend. I mean, it could be worse, but everything could always be worse, I guess.
It could at the same time. I mean, Kyle was bigging up this UR SF. He's got to pull through. Don't want Kyle to be wrong again. It's happened too much recently with his predictions.
Yeah, I don't believe it. Tuppy, well, he's just gonna. I mean, Universe has just been such a presence in this top lane. He hasn't had a support either. He's just been hanging out on his own, taking control of the top side of the map. Universe is the man with the plan, and the plan right now might be to kill Ayu here on this Skyraft. He's also out of mana. Dual Breath will connect. And now the Paralyzing Cast comes through as well, Malediction, and it's not looking too hot for the Skyraft as he may well be going down. Down comes the Axe. Universe says, yeah, I'll take that. Thank you very much. Meanwhile, on the bottom lane, Resolution farming away, having a nice time.
Yeah, he's doing okay. Not having an amazing time down here, but he is in this really difficult lane up against the Dazzle. So, and like we always see from Terrorblades, like Nisha's done on the Medusa as well, you can always just go back to the jungle if needed. Yep,
as Resolution will illustrate your point quite perfectly here. To that easy camp as UR picks himself up in Illusion Rune, looking at the jungle camps as well.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Meanwhile, we've got some action at the top lane as they go on to Ayu here, starting out onto 2, but mid-1 still gets the ultimate off. They take down Ayu, but mid-1 jumps on top, kills MSS. SVG, he's not going to survive either. And that's going to be 2 kills for Secret. Forward Gaming only finding 1. So UR's going to try and put some pressure on this middle lane, but Nisha turns up, and that Snake does a lot of work to thin out this creep wave. UR will get a fair amount of damage off onto this tower, though.
I mean, that's the power of the bad Juju with the Dazzle, isn't it? Stacking up that minus armor, especially with the Wukongs coming through as well. Lots of physical damage. Those supports don't really stand a chance.
It's a good combination. Meanwhile, Universe going to get full efficiency. Just take a creep camp back to base and get his mana back.
Yeah, it all seems relatively even at the moment, though, this time. Nisha just farming up in the jungle. And like the panel said,
Oh, Fisher, Puppy's holding back. He's really holding back, and the Boundless Strike will come out. That's what he was waiting for. Fisher to follow up as well. You can never doubt this man. Yep, go, just get there you go. Okay, good. I don't look like an idiot now.
Good try by SVG, though, to deny to the neutrals, but unfortunately at night time, you've got to get that attack off to wake them up.
You will fly past Resolution farming up. Throws in the concussive shot, but UR turns up as well, and this may be a dead Skyrath if they can close the gap between them. Lots of right clicks, and the illusion. Yeah, he does it.
Just about.
Yeah, just by the tip of his whiskers.
I mean, the problem is AU doesn't really have someone to play around with at the moment on this Skywrath. He's trying to get deep vision, see where the Terrorblade's farming in the jungle, give information to his team, but...
He's very much been riding solo, hasn't he? Been rolling around the map on his own, not really getting a whole lot done.
It feels like as a team, though, this time Secret, they really need to give some kind of farm priority to Puppey on the Shaker, because that reach with the Blink Echo is going to be so important to bringing down this TB and the SF, like we said, before those BKB timings come out.
They very much are. I mean, Puppey is ahead of net worth compared to IU here, so some switch-ups going on, maybe just looking for that initiation item first, and then they might switch it back to the Skywrath, I'm not so sure.
Yeah, Puppey's just sitting in the lanes that nobody else can sit in at the moment, getting some CS with Fisher wherever he can, so while his cores go, hit up the jungle.
Yeah, I mean, considering the heroes in this game, it's been very active. We had 13 kills at the 10-minute 30 mark, which is kind of surprising. You see this game with the Terrorblade, with the Medusa, these two are just going to be sitting in the jungle. SF not particularly action-orientated either, but in Secret, they've been making some movements, and Forward have been responding as well.
Yeah, they've been doing okay. They really need to wait for the Centaur blink on Forward before anything's going to happen for them. That's the big initiation. They can still find kills with Stampede, but that blink's the big one. And you see Universe is building towards that now. Has the Vanguard first, but...
Radiant's bottom tower is under
Forward looking for a push on this middle lane, it looks like, as Resolution joins up with UR and MSS. Meanwhile, Nisha constantly stacking, trying to get as much efficiency as possible here. Forward, they're looking. Nisha's not particularly healthy as they jump in on the middle lane, just going to lose like that. Wukong comes down, MSS is in big trouble, he's taken out very quickly. And Forward just going to get themselves out with that Stampede.
Yeah, they are going to be able to deny their tower there in the mid lane as well, so a little bit of gold taken away from Forward, but... Okay, you only lose your Skywrath, sorry, not Skywrath, Jakiro, so not the end of the world.
SVG hanging around the middle lane, finding a valuable bit of farm.
It's so sad. As a position 5 here, whenever you miss that one creep, it just kills you inside a little bit.
Yeah. Already hard enough to CS. Carry comes out, bringing that Necro book. Is that a full Necro for Zai? I think it very well may be. Mid one comes in, Boundless Strike used. Doesn't use a Primal Spring.
There's no Stampede up at the moment for Universe, so they can get on top of him. Oh, they refresh the poison.
As well, TP himself away, and there is no Boundless Strike anymore, so Universe says goodbye.
Puppey missed the Fisher. It was just out of range. Oh dear.
Oh dear. Rare miss from the captain of Team Secret as Resolution farming up in this jungle. Metamorphosis. Been a pretty nice time going for that. Dragonlance. Any items we're expecting from Resolution this game? BKB maybe to deal with that Skywrath and Shaker?
It depends how early he wants his BKB. We see some people go for the Manta first. Some people just go for the Yasha before they finish off the BKB.
Yawar comes into contact with Nisha, ripping through that mana shield pretty quickly with SVG coming in as well. Nisha could be under pressure.
He's
however,
far from home.
There is a Skywrath coming in to help out with this, and Yawar and SVG, they will back themselves away.
Yeah, just the threat of any possible rotations coming through. UR's not doing great in terms of net worth here, so...
Yeah, you always have to respect that tier 1 tower, and as well, mid one who actually jumps forwards onto SVG. Now the concussive shot joins up, and SVG is dead. I was literally just about to say, the Monkey King able to travel so quickly through the trees, it's always scaring to take any kind of fight because you know that he can get around the map so quickly.
Yeah, it feels like whenever you see Monkey King, mid one play this Monkey King, he's always everywhere across the map. Whenever there's a kill going on, he's the one making it happen. And it feels like Team Secret are so based around this Monkey King at the moment, trying to make plays across the map.
I mean, now with the Soul Ring and the Tranquil Boots on this Earthshaker,
so
he's probably going to go for the Blink next, I would imagine. Hence why he's been grabbing the farm. Oh no, the immediate initiation, they're slowing right down SVG, he gets dumped. Meanwhile, Yawar jumping forward, trying to kill A, will get that kill to generate. Miss one, still wants to sit inside his Wukong's, now realizes it has to get out of this area as they stampede ahead, but mid one jumps away with the Primal Spring, getting himself to safety. They will sacrifice their Skywrath, but in return, they get themselves a nice, juicy Witch Doctor. So
that's the problem with the lack of blink on the Centaur. If you pop the Stampede and can't catch the Monkey King at this point in the game, he is out of there.
Yeah. He's not hanging around. Meanwhile, Nisha still trying to farm up this jungle as quickly as possible. But the calls on Forward Gaming are ahead. The net worth advantage is in Secret's favor, but Terrorblade and Centaur Warrunner topping the net worth charts. So
Universe charging in though.
Yep, looking for Zai. It's certainly close with all the money going around this game.
Oh, that body block.
Yeah, it's very awkward, but the phase boot's going to help out. Does get the stun right on the edge, double edge as well. Zai dropping low, SVG in to help out as well with the malediction. Looking very unlikely. They finish him off even before he can get the Shallow Grave off.
Very close. Mid-animation. Unfortunately, doesn't quite reach. Secret are coming over, but they're just a little bit late to the party there to help Zai.
Yeah, meanwhile, it's a bit of an initiation here. Mystic Flare comes down, doesn't do a whole lot to MSS as EU has to get himself away. Meanwhile, SVG does die up at top to this rotation, but AU, he's the one in trouble. MSS chasing the raises. Nicely done from UR from the low ground. Is enough to finish him off. The burning, it is going to get the kill, but now Midone jumps on top of MSS and will find the return quite easily for himself. And he's now wicked sick on this Monkey King, and he's just charging at UR here. The Shadow Fiend's got to get himself to safety.
Yeah, it's I love that play from MSS. He knows he's going to die on the Jakiro, so he just starts trying to push the wave out as much as he can before he dies.
Yeah, I mean, it's a big difference though, isn't it? You know, finding what to do with these critical last second or two before you die, you know, it's finding value in everything you do. That's what separates the good from the best.
It does. They do have the gold for the blink now on Centaur, but he just TPs away before Secret reach him instead. Talked about how quickly this Monkey King can move across the map, so never want to take those risks. They might look to smoke up here on forward, try and play around the Centaur blink. Use that big reveal to try and get a core.
Yeah, I mean, Nisha is the target, but of course they don't really know where Nisha is right now. Well, actually, they do have vision over the where Nisha is farming right now, but it's just in the steps, not too sure.
It doesn't seem at the moment, but they know where he roughly is. Yeah, there you go.
Ping's coming out.
That dire bottom jungle with the tri-camp. Thusa, Gyro, Luna, all the heroes with the spread abilities love farming that kind of area.
Yeah, they sure do. Fusion's going to help with the scouting as well. So you are trying to get this Yasha online, then straight into the BKB.
Talked about those BKB timings being really important. Trying to group up around that Centaur blink and this TB, the big scary monster.
Wood are wasting a lot of time achieving not a whole lot right now. Meanwhile, in the top lane, they are getting pushed in pretty hard by Zai on this Dazzle with the Necro Book.
Yeah, they take their own tier 1 in response though, so at least they're getting something here on forward.
Look at that circle being drawn. That's actually the Terrorblade, that's Resolution.
Oh, they smoke up here actually. Poppy, echo the wave, go on. Go on, you know you want to.
If anybody's going to do it, it's probably
He doesn't have a TP on that Shaker, so he's living life on the edge a little bit.
Meanwhile, they're coming on to Nisha. This is the target they want. They jump on top. Blink, stun. UR with the low ground damage gets the raises off of Nisha. They make short work, even throwing down UR's ultimate for it.
Yeah, he couldn't quite get the Stone Gaze off in time, unfortunately. Just lost the mana before. I think he was halfway through the animation, but...
Actually quite like the ultimate from UR there as well. If there was, he was positioned correctly so that if there was anybody else coming in from the secret side of the map, then they would see this ultimate going off and probably not be able to get there in time or cancel.
Universe is coming.
Yep, Puppy. Well, you said he was living life on the edge, and unfortunately he is now going to fall off that edge. He throws down the Echo even to try and make space for Mid One to come in with that Wukongs, but Universe is going to get himself away, so 2 wasted ultimates there. Forward Gaming, feeling pretty happy about that one, I would imagine.
Yeah, they're going to be very happy. You can't really initiate on that Centaur when you're just the Monkey King there. Happy trying to make the turnaround play, but... yeah, with this blink on Universe, he's trying to make so much happen here. He understands that he's pretty much the strongest hero on the map at the moment, apart from maybe the Monkey King.
Look at this Dazzle, 3rd place on the net worth chart. He now picks himself up the Necro Book 3 on a Dazzle. This guy is getting some money. I mean, he pushed down this top lane, he took the tower, he's been getting work done. Macabire committed, but does not find the right tree.
Yeah, they did use the scan, so they knew Monkey King was down there somewhere. Like you say.
Pure guesswork.
Yeah, that Necro 3 is interesting because normally we see it capped out the Necro 1 before they go for something else, but Zai decides he wants to finish the whole thing off. Maybe just going for a little bit more map control with the D-warding as well is always nice.
Rezu actually goes for the Manta, so he changed his mind on that BKB and went back for Manta. Meanwhile, jumped in onto AU here. They're trying to bring down the Scout as quickly as possible. The Grave comes out, Mystic Flare up onto the Centaur. He's might TP out of this one. He gets Maledicted right at the last second, but it was too late. There was no damage on him, so I think he's going to be absolutely fine. Getting some Fairy Fires as well, just to make extra sure, but he's at no risk here.
Living life on the edge.
Definitely, definitely. Nice regen.
Great Grave by Zai as well. Keeping his team alive. And it feels like UR on this SF is constantly just behind the other cores in this game.
Yes.
He hasn't had the good enough start where you kind of snowball on this SF and play the map really quickly. And with Rezo on this Terrorblade just trying to farm as much of the map as he can at the same time, UR doesn't really have that same that same space that Rezo does.
It's a close game right now, and the panel did say they favored Forward if this game went on too long, and right now things are looking to be going pretty long, but it's a smoke up from Secret. Universe might be in a great position to pop this as mid one takes the trees. Oh no, they're going to find SVG. They're going to find everybody. In fact, Fisher onto 2 with the Wukongs as well. The Stampede is going to be enough to get them away. They will be able to escape from the Wukongs. Mystic Flag comes down as they're going to finish off Yuar. Meanwhile, they try and turn down the fight. Mid one gets himself away, and down goes MSS as well. Forward Gaming failed to take anything out of this as they attempt to go for the turnaround, but it does not work. Mid one tearing through SVG as well. He will at least fall to Terrorblade and his illusions. Meanwhile, Zai needs to be careful. These guys do a lot of damage. Meanwhile, Universe being chased down, and the Battle Strike comes out onto him. The Echo Slam even being used. Universe locked in place and finished off. Mid one gets a double kill. It sends him into godlike, and this Monkey King is something to be feared.
And what do you know? They're in front of the enemy base.
Yeah. Secret. They need to look at ending this game at a reasonable time, or at least getting a big advantage here, and that's exactly what they do.
I don't know, I think Secret have a decent chance going into the late game. They've got this Doocer. I think they're quite happy, but if you win a fight in front of the enemy base, why not just get that damage on?
Absolutely. And with this Monkey King as well, I mean, he's so scary. Godlike. 20 minutes into the game.
Just mid one things.
We know this guy can perform, and he's doing it this game.
The thing is as well, like when Rezo pops this Metamorphosis on the TB, whenever mid one's in this Wukong's command, it gives him so much extra armor from that ability, so it's really difficult to Rezo to try and bring that damage onto the Monkey King. They don't really have a huge amount of burst damage onto this Monkey King. Not unless Yuar can get this, Requiem up relatively close to him.
Yeah, and that's a big ask as well, especially with the the stuns, the long-range stuns they have on the side of Team Secret. They got the Fisher, they got the Boundless Strike, they got a lot there.
Oh god, the cast.
The Necro units being dissolved fairly quickly by the time of 400 gold going to the team. Roshan, Secret shoved their heads in, but no committal here. Would have been risky. I mean, there's this Centaur with the blink, and Yuar with an ultimate.
Yeah, we're probably going to have a bit of a kind of like a half Mexican standoff here around the Roshan pit now. That age is going to be so important for both these teams. Yep. Especially this Medusa if they can get it on Tanisha.
Roshan's at dawn. Well, it's turned into a bit of a farming game right now, as neither team looking to go for anything, and both teams, if they have the gold advantage, they seem to be happy to sit on it.
Both teams
they're one with the double damage. That may change.
They're a little bit scared to make mistakes here as well, both teams. You can see now that this Roche is up, all it takes is one wrong step and the other team is going to capitalize on it instantly and take that Aegis for themselves.
Yeah, it's absolutely worth mentioning that this game is a lower bracket game, so the loser will be going home.
Yeah, especially if Secret especially have to be so careful this game, being one game down in the series already. Up against this Terrorblade, if you take one bad fight, we've all seen what Meta can do to your buildings.
A lot of money on the line, of course. Rezo.
He's angry.
Really, really, Universe.
I'm the position one now, says Universe.
Sure, there were pleasant words. I mean, actually, for everything I've heard, Forward are the most wholesome team. Oh, mid one jumping on top, going for the Wukongs as well. MSS being blown up by the Mystic Flame. Dragon is dead. Stampede used for the Universe to get himself away, but Secret, they seem to have gotten what they came for. So they happily free from this fight. And now they'll look towards the Roshan pit. Big scaly beast, meanwhile Yuar trying to push down bottom. Yeah, this Roshan is going to be taken, and with no Jakira, it does look difficult.
Yeah, it's going to be very hard. I think they understand that it's, especially without the Stampede on the Centaur now, using it to disengage there, that this is going to be a difficult one to take.
I mean, Universe still looking for it though.
He does have a Crimson Guard on this Centaur now as well, which is going to help reduce the damage from the Dusu and the Monkey King.
They're looking to send the illusions in to view Roshan and just see what health he's on, to see if they can go for the steal, but it's not working. Secret recognize this and they're keeping those illusions out. So they do get one inside, and Universe jumps in with the stun, but immediately Stone Gaze silence, and there's the Echo Slam as well. Universe gets dispatched very quickly. Roshan goes down. Nisha takes the Aegis, and Forward are forced to back out, but mid one might not let that happen as he's jumping through the trees.
Great Fisher from Puppey that fight as well. Centaur jumps in to engage, but that Fisher just cuts off the rest of Forward, and they can't get anywhere near to help him.
Courier actually dying to Medusa's reflection. That is... that's unfortunate.
What a play by Rezo. I'm sure that was the the main intended target there. I hope so it was.
No, I mean, there was only
so.
Medusa there. Why else would you use Reflection in that situation? That was pretty sick.
Just get that, cheap harassing. He's like, oh, I'll get a free courier. No.
Yeah, sweet deal. Sweet deal. Well, I tried to farm up. He's now got this BKB, decided not to go for the Manta in the end.
Oh, he actually went to Fusel on Terrorblade. That's interesting. Obviously really good against the Medusa, and also really good against the Monkey King because of that high armor like we talked about before.
Yeah, but do you think it's a little bit greedy not going for the BKB on the Terrorblade?
It is greedy, but at the same time, he feels like he can just build up to it eventually. He obviously thinks that Secret aren't going to be looking to end this game anytime soon, so trying to match this farm speed that the Deuce is going for.
Of course, and that 10-second BKB, that's going to be really important later on.
Definitely.
Could make the difference between the fight. Meanwhile, Nisha and some Necro units are getting busy on this tower, and even with the Crimson Guard on it, looks like Nisha might be able to take it down to half health, even more.
Look at Secret's positioning though. They know Nisha has this Aegis. It's so difficult for them to jump on Nisha here. Whole supporting cast just sitting behind ready.
Manta, well, no. Universe never even committed from the stomp either. Baiting out the Manta as Nisha sends her solutions to the high ground, and the tier 3 actually dies for Team Secret, so Forward Gaming taking a bit of a loss here, and absolutely no response from them so far. Resolution, I mean, I imagine he's just saying, I need a little bit more time, guys. I need a little bit more space.
He has to be very careful with his positioning here, though. Secret are moving down to the bottom half of the map.
Highest net worth hero the entire game, actually. But especially on the side of Forward Gaming, as the Shadow Fiend is rather far behind. 6k difference between the Terrorblade and Shadow Fiend.
Yeah, Universe had a great start on the center as well, but can't really keep up with this farm when there's these two greedy cores trying to farm the map at the same time. Just been trying to run around finding these kills for his team. Whereas Zai at the same time can just push waves out constantly with this Dazzle with his Necro Book.
Yeah, I mean, credit to Zai as well. He's such a versatile player. Last game, whilst they didn't win, he was getting a lot done on the Slardar. He was just going for kills, annoying the heroes, drawing as much attention to himself as possible. He was doing a good job for most of that game. This game, he's on the Dazzle. He's pushing out with side waves. He's split pushing hard. He's making space, and he's doing it excellent.
Yeah, it feels like now Secret have the tempo control on their side. They haven't got these two greedy cores like the Druid and the Deucer that they need to worry about. So they've only got this one. Nisha just farming up, and Nidawon and Zai just making so much space on these other two cores.
Most definitely as Secret come forwards here, mid one. Jumping in with Primal Spring, but won't find anybody. Pinged out by Universe.
Smoke up as well. They see you are.
He jumps in with the Echo, going straight away onto the Shadow Fiend with Mystic Flare. They just tear you are apart. Now, Universe needs to get himself away. The Crimson Guard could do a bit, but the Necro is taking around. Meanwhile, mid one, taking a fair amount of damage from this Death Ward. Having to pop the BKB and get himself away as Resolution tears through the back of this fight. But he knows how careful he has to be as Nisha comes in, using that Stone Gaze forward on the retreat right now. Don't look at the scary ladies. Fisher comes out. Resolution now from the high ground. The damage is done as well, but they keep Puppey alive with the Shallow Grave. But it could be the Medusa in trouble. She does still have that Aegis. Will go down once. Puppey gets dispatched. Now forward. They're looking to zone out the rest of Secret. The Wukongs is down. Can they find mid one in the trees? Resolution gets it. But the Shadow Grave again from Zai. Resolution could actually be in trouble here. He needs to get the Sunder off or something. He's been silenced up, running away, slowed as well. Trying to escape the wrath of mid one. The Boundless Strike comes up, but one more Arcade Bolt will do the job. Resolution is killed. Meanwhile, they're jumping in the backlines. Universe does need to be careful. The Graves, so many as well. That cooldown reduction from Bad Juju going to work for Zai this game as they take so much on the side of Secret. They do lose Puppey, but they do lose the Aegis as well. But they'll be more than happy to take Resolution for that.
Yeah, they get the UR and SVG buybacks as well. Fantastic ward from Puppey at the start of that fight, allowing them to see everything allow him to get the right initiation onto the SF. And now Nisha has hit this level 20 mark, so has the extra mana coming through to make it even more tanky. It's really difficult for Forward at the moment to deal enough damage to tear through Nisha, especially without this Terrorblade.
Oh, they jump forwards on Universe. This could be a mistake, though, as he gets taken down very quickly. Does have buyback. They're just trying to make space for their Terrorblade to get back into this game.
Just doesn't have buyback on the Terrorblade, and even if he did, it wouldn't matter. He doesn't have meta up, so it's so difficult for Forward to take this fight.
Yep, Secret. They take the middle, and they're looking for top as well. Already pretty badly damaged by Zion and split pushing.
The start of that fight looked so good for Forward as well, finding this mid one Monkey King, but as soon as that Grave came out under the Wukongs, it's so difficult for them.
Yeah, and I mean the instant Yuar takedown was really big, but in comes Resolution. Universe buys back, but there's the Stone Gaze coming out from Nisha. That's going to be enough to chase back Forward Gaming for now, but maybe. There's the drums, there's the Stampede. Resolution trying to gain some space onto Secret here, but he's just so slow because of these Necro units.
They're just trying to get a clean disengage here with the whole team out together.
Secret running, it could be bad for them. The reflection comes down, the stun onto Nisha as well, but they're looking for the monkey kick. Can they take it? Yes, they can. He goes down, the backfire kills his tree. Nisha trying to fight it up, but they're getting on top of him. Resolution knows he needs to be careful. He doesn't have that metamorphosis, so it's very hard to engage this Medusa right now. They want the fight, but they just can't take one. But still, they get mid one, and they get a buyback from him as well, so they will be happy with this. Now go for the full value shrine. Hit the showers, boys.
Yeah, fantastic walk from Forward there onto the high ground to allow them to see.
Breaking, they find Puppey, they stun him up. The blink stun from Universe. Bowen up with nice path, and that'll be enough to keep him in place for the team to beat him down. Puppey is popped.
Mid one has used his buyback here as well.
Will be able to TP out.
Whew.
Not the cleanest, but it did work, so can't criticize.
That's a DD top. This could be the big fight for Forward here if they can get this DD on the Terrorblade with the meta up.
It's a 30-minute game, but it's feeling like we're at minute 40 or 45 as we're playing with buybacks. We're looking for... Oh, Roshan's not going to be up anytime soon. I'm wondering if Forward are going to go for a push here, but...
I'd like to see Rezo pick up a bottle here from the side shop, actually.
Oh, Yuar's coming to skip his.
What a player.
Yep, that's the move.
These late game bottles are so good on these kind of heroes, like the Death Prophet as well, Terrorblade.
Yeah, that's like your favorite point to make.
It is, yeah, I love it so much.
I mean, how many times have we seen a double damage rune win a game by itself? Too many.
It's fantastic.
Too many, so yeah, I really do agree. One will, a little, I don't know, mid one is not feeling like the unstoppable force he was earlier on. Of course, he is a Monkey King, that is to be expected.
He's going to be so annoyed he got knocked off his tree, though, in that top fight before. They had a ward on the high ground, so they saw him sitting there, and MSS goes, okay,
yep,
that's fine.
That's a freebie for me. Macropire, kill that tree. Yeah, Kiro really is strong against Monkey King.
He's actually going for a force, it looks like, on this Centaur next. That's interesting. Obviously, helping to get out that Wukong's is always nice.
Yeah, and with the Shadow Fiend has one as well. So you never know, might see some fancy combo. Sliding mid one around. He has that BKB though, so that's going to be difficult in the middle.
You could always use it to push your allies out though as well.
Probably makes more sense. The other thing sounds more fun. Talk about that.
Okay, so Roche has hit minimum respawn now.
Okay, looks like it's going to be about 2 minutes.
You got to take that arcane runes though. Have like a 2-second shallow grave or whatever it is.
Yeah, that would be neat. Just dive the fountain. Grave. Permanent.
Get that Octarine up, sure. They really want to look for a fight here with the double damage on the TV.
This game feeling rather tense for both teams right now. I mean, it is a 13k gold advantage for Secret. They are quite far ahead. And actually, Terrorblade just bought out for a BKB. So, Forward putting things on the line, but definitely Secret looking much better in this game as it stands.
It's like we mentioned before, though, if you don't have the meta up in these fights, then there's no point in saving for buyback really on this hero. Yes, it's nice, but you're struggling to deal with Secret as it is. You need all the items you can get at the moment to be able to win these fights. So
yeah, it's Terrorblade's biggest downfall, unfortunately. Same go for Aegis.
Yeah, kind of, but it allows you to, like, if your Terrorblade gets initiated on at the start of the fight, then...
Well, of course.
But again, I guess it's to save for buyback as well. What do I even know? He's going for that MKB next as well, expecting Nisha to have that butterfly up.
Dealing with these Necro creeps. I'll take that damage for 200 gold. Seems like a good trade.
Wow, still playing catch-up as well, it feels like. Especially with that last buyback before. He's only really got this Yasha and BKB. I mean, 4-staff's nice, but fallen so far behind.
Yasha, not the Yasha and Kaya. Very disappointing.
Yasha and Kaya, SF. God.
Radiant's bottom shrine is under attack.
Might be a thing one day. Magical SF might make a comeback, and then Yasha and Kaya sounds pretty good in that build, to be honest.
True. Nisha picks up the butterfly now, like we were mentioning before. That's probably going to be coming out. And I think mid one's building for his own as well here on this Monkey King. Looks like he is.
So double butterflies, definitely a good idea to go for that MKB on the Terrorblade.
Absolutely, but he's going to be a little way off now.
But look at these buybacks right now. Like it clearly shows us that neither team really wants to fight, because neither team are holding for buyback. They're both just trying to avoid the other, farm up. I feel like they're both saying, "Oh yeah, we're fine to go late game."
Yeah, especially whoever gets this Roche now, like you say, without the buybacks being up.
This might be a false bite, but Terrorblade does have his. Where are you, Forward?
Forward just aren't set up for this. They're not ready. They can't do this. Very difficult to try and get into that pit when Secret are already holding the vision around the area.
It's going to be an Aegis going towards Stanisha on the Medusa. Well, it's going to be hard enough to kill him once, and now you've got to do it twice.
Best of luck.
Yeah, being squeezed pretty hard right now.
It's Diffuser though, getting a decent amount of chip damage on the Medusa.
Jumping in, they get the stun off onto the SPG. Universe misses the stun as well as the BKB comes out from mid one. They do go in the backlines of Resolution and kill the Skywrath Mage, but Universe is killed. Resolution with the BKB just trying to kill off supports here, and he also gets Zai as well. Puppey taken care of. Secret, they're running low on heroes. They've only got 2 left. Well, there's hold up
Ward as well.
Yeah, the Death Ward doing so much to mid one. He's got to escape. Nisha fighting up versus Resolution. Resolution will come in and finish the job. It's life 1 only for Nisha, but with the whole of Forward Gaming, well, in comes Puppey with the Echo, but the Force away. Gonna save him from Puppey. Puppey now dies, and in comes mid one. He's gonna get taken under the cheese. It's just about in time. Meanwhile, Nisha getting beaten down the backlines. Forward Gaming, they're gonna take everybody. They're all dead.
There's no buybacks. I mean, Nisha's 50 gold short, but mid ones is still on cooldown.
Goodness me, Forward Gaming take a fight of their lives here. And if they go to the middle lane, which you are very much is, they might be able to get, 2 lanes of barracks. Maybe, dare I say it, the game.
Yeah, fantastic play by Rezo as well, just making sure he hunts down Zai at the start of the fight. We've seen how much work this Shallow Grave is doing in the middle, and as soon as you kill off this supporting act, you can kind of just kite the Deuce from the Monkey King around, and with the Death Ward coming out from SVG, meaning the Monkey King can't bounce away to the trees because he's constantly being attacked. Mid one just had to play so scared because he had no buyback as well. And then the Ice Bar from MSS at the end to keep them both controlled.
Absolutely, absolutely. But Forward being a little bit slow on this pickup. They need to go back, get their mana, get their health before they go for this push. So they might not even get anything off Secret here, which is very surprising.
It's so hard though, isn't it? Especially like we talked about, you need to fight around this meta, and if it's not up, it's so difficult for you to push buildings.
Still, I'm very surprised they didn't get anything from it. Maybe get a tier 2 here.
It felt like they just had to deal with their lanes and, like you say, try and heal up again, ready for the next fight. And Terrorblade's actually just bought, well, he's bought the MKB and he still has buyback as well. So those butterflies, all of a sudden, not looking so hot.
Yep. TB, Shadow Fiend, Centaur, Witch Doctor, they all have the buyback. Same can't be said for all the heroes on Secret. Resolution takes this high ground.
Meta's still down for 20. You want to be a little bit careful here on Rezo, I think.
Yeah, I think they're looking to fight whilst there's no, well, at least push whilst there's no threat of the Echo.
Yeah, definitely, especially with, mid one's buyback coming off cooldown though as well now. Secret not going to be quite so afraid to be aggressive in these fights now.
But a real win opportunity presenting itself for Forward Gaming right now.
Absolutely.
That said, the Monkey King now has buyback again. Medusa's going to have hers in 90 gold. It's not all sunshine and rainbows as mid one jumps forwards onto SVG, and there's that Sensor ultimate pop just to help them escape.
Yeah, it's so good whenever you can get this Maledict onto the Monkey King as well. If he doesn't have that BKB up, can never really jump to the trees to get that aggression and reach that we talk about. Find the next +1.
The 13k gold advantage for Secret previously, maybe even more than that. Now whittled down to 6. Still their advantage, and with these buybacks Forward, I still kind of worry for them a bit.
Yeah, definitely.
But a much more even game than it was just a few minutes ago.
Anisha's still an absolute monster, but it's the TB versus the Deucer show. It's all about the supporting act behind them, though. We talk about these big carries in the late game, but you saw the 4-staff in the last fight from MSS, for example. I think it was him at least, keeping his carry alive.
Yeah, absolutely. That was absolutely key. And Rezo, he just keeps on time and time again, just sneaking around the backlines and taking the legs out from under Secret, getting rid of those supports, and then the fight. They made it look easy. It was still a scrappy fight, but
How many times have we seen this from Forward this series as well? Just perching on the high ground here, making sure they have the vision advantage.
Killing off these Necro units is really important for Forward as well, just to stop There's Vision, but of course with a 7-second cooldown, max level Juju, it's pretty painful to deal with.
Such a good hero, Dazzle. No wonder it's first picked every game at the moment.
Alright, now Puppey is the only one without buyback on that Earthshaker.
Ooh, Universe building up towards a halberd here. Could be a really big pickup against these 2 cores from Secret. You can get that 5-second halberd off onto the Deucer.
Now they take the tower, quickly back themselves out as well. Group TPs to the fountain.
Just want to gain as much map control as you can at this point in the game.
It's the curse of having your barracks down. You know, when you win these big team fights, you want to go for something, but your base is so pushed in that it's really, really difficult. The advantage which having barracks gives you.
I know it's very early to say at the moment, but it feels like this third Roshan, if Forward can pick that refresher orb up for the TB, you know, refresh that meta so they can go and push after they win a fight, could be really key for them. So it feels like they're kind of holding on at this point until that third Rosh spawns, making sure they can take a fight around the pit this time, where they left it before.
Yeah, that item really is fantastic on Terrorblade. Yeah, fresh shard. There's no one else on the team you'd even consider giving it to. Like, maybe if the Centaur got Ags, then, but I don't think Universe is building towards that.
Just they're sitting in the pit here.
They know what they want, and Secret, they're well inside their base right now. I think I'm not sure if they scouted the smoke or if it's just Puppey's call to be very careful. You know, I know what they're going to be doing. Get yourselves away.
TB, he has just hit level 25, or about to at least anyway. Yeah, he's very close. So when this level 25 comes out, I wonder which talent we're going to see. That Metamorphosis attack range obviously really good against the Deucer as well to keep your distance.
Yeah, I'd be very surprised actually if he went for the Sunder, because it's not a good game for Sunders. There's a lot of heroes which can outmaneuver you. There's a lot of slows as well, with the Scatties up as well. Oh, they find MSS all by himself. The Stampede is popped, but it's not going to save the Dragon.
Yeah, you're getting a little bit sloppy here. Getting caught out, unfortunately, there for Forward. They see this Monkey King in the trees.
This could be SVG as well as they jump forwards onto him. They get the Jingu up. The BKB pops as well. The 4-star not going to do a thing. SVG gets killed. Meanwhile, Nisha coming in the backline. Dwyer can pop that ulti with the BKB. And Universe is getting chunked down. He's going to go down as well. Forward, though, they look like they've found EU at least, but Resolution, he's taking a ton of damage from Nisha here, being forced back. Forward, do they really want to take this fight? They've actually bought back. Nisha jumped on, stunned up. Uwara's here as well, and Resolution. The carries beating into this Medusa. The stun out from Puppey Dets a bit. The Shallow Grave going to keep Nisha alive for now, allow it to get off a little bit more damage, but they know the Maledict's going to pick him off all the same, so they just let it do its work.
Nisha does have buyback here. It looks like Forward are going to try and force this one.
They will want to. I mean, they just bought back on a bunch of their heroes.
And the Terrorblade manages to bottle an Illusion Rune now as well, so those metas.
Yes, yeah, it was only supports that bought back, right? So
yeah, true. Well, Universe bought back as well from Forward, so
oh, the Centaur,
that's something, and that's going to delay the Halberd that we talked about, you know, being such a key pickup.
Well, Ghost Scepter from Puppey should help him from that constant rotations in from Resolution, constantly attacking them on the flanks.
Well, mid one finds MSS.
Straight away, BKB used the 4-staff away, going to get MSS out of danger for now. Now the Crimson Guard, mid-one's taking a lot of damage here. They're surrounding him. Resolution and Yuwa in the melee form. They just bring him down, mid-one. He is killed, and Forward Gaming get both the cores now, and they are going to want these buybacks. They are hungry for them. You can feel it.
Again, he has buyback, but they managed to kill Universe at the same time on Secret, and Universe doesn't have his own buyback. If they manage to hold on to the Deucer one, this would be absolutely key. You see mid one, he's the one that buys back first, coming back into the game.
Rezo doesn't want to deal. There you go. The Illusion picks off that pesky Necro Keep, giving them vision. Roshan is now up. Forward make their way over. They've got 18 seconds. Well, Nisha is dead, but considering how long that journey to the Roshan pit takes, might be enough.
Yeah, and this is the Refresher Shard as well, like we talked about, going to be a big deal for this Forward side.
He's even got Refresher Orb in the backpack.
Oh, he's ready. He's prepared. So farmed on this Terrorblade, actually.
I reckon they give the Refresher Orb shard to someone else then?
Possibly, but I doubt it.
Oh,
maybe to the center.
He's stunned up, he's visioned, there's a wall in the way. Oh dear. Poor Witch Doctor gets isolated and brought down. And the rest of Forward going to get themselves out. They do not want to lose this advantage they just managed to gain.
Good TPs just as the Monkey King was rotating around. It's actually Yuwa with the Refresher Shard. Okay.
Right, that's a little bit interesting, but the double BKB, obviously, very good for him.
I guess it doesn't really matter. As long as TB has the Refresher Orb up, then you might as well just give it to somebody else. And if they really need to, they can always just pass it along later. That double Requiem could come into effect.
Top shrine has
Need
fallen.
every little bit of damage at the moment, it feels like.
Yeah, I mean, it also gives the slow component as well, doesn't it?
Very true, yeah. And reduces their damage, so.
Reduces the damage, absolutely. So, more than just a pretty spell. Who's going to win then?
Don't ask me this question. We're 45 minutes in. It's tense, it's tight.
It's very tense, and I could honestly not tell you who. I mean, they didn't force the buybacks out of Team Secret, so I think we're back even again.
SVG doesn't have buyback, and it looks like they might just chip a little bit here.
As I need to throw down a bit of harass, of course, with that Guardian's Cubes. Oh, Universe misses the stun!
Oh, it's another DD on the Medusa.
Yeah, she has the DD. They got to keep her locked down. Luckily, they've got this Ice Path, which will do a fair amount of work. The Reflection as well could be useful.
Just trying to get a little bit of damage wherever they can on these towers. Really difficult to get high ground against this forward side, with the amount of 4-staffs they have especially.
Forward Gaming just playing so carefully. I mean, their initiation is Universe. It is the Blink stun. And he also happens to be the one without buyback, which is kind of painful, but rather him than either the Terrorblade or the Shadow Fiend.
True, but if you can kill mid one now in these fights, and get rid of this Wukong's command. He's been doing so much work on this hero. Oh, it's actually a Holy Locket onto Zai. Okay. I don't know at what point he bought that this game. It's nice to see these new items coming into effect.
Yep, of course, give you a plus 25% amplification to your regen, so that Shadow Wave can be doing a little bit more.
Really good for the Greaves as well.
Oh, yeah, of course. Does he have an urn? Might have an urn.
Probably not. And they actually pass off the Refresher Shard to the Centaur now as well.
Arcane Rune, not quite as exciting. These global concussive shots bouncing around, by the way.
So annoying. Getting ever closer to that halberd, but Universe isn't really finding any farm at the moment. Kind of just giving it all to Rezo to allow him to push these waves out.
Forward Gaming are kind of blind right now. They can't see it as they jump forwards. You are with the BKB though, manages to dodge the Boundless Strike. Now turning around mid, one could be in trouble, but he's got that Wukong's coming out. Resolution now look towards Ayu, and he's going to get brought down. No, he's actually got the Ghost Scepter, does survive. No one dying as of yet. The Refresher Shard with the ultimate for the Stampede will allow them to pick off mid one. The Monkey King is dead without buyback. Oh, Universe could be in trouble. In comes the Echo Slam. It's doing a bit to Resolution. He's frozen solid. He's held still by the Stone Gaze, and they will get the kill, but he's got the Aegis. Yuwa, though, brought down, buys back. MSS killed as well. Resolution respawns right on top of Nisha's head. He needs to get himself away, but it's just not happening. He's going to use a Refresher Shard. Tries to go for the Thunder. Was that really worth it, though? He's getting beaten down by Nisha, and he is going to die. Resolution is dead with buyback, but MSS and SVG do not have theirs.
Oh, he has buyback, but he used the Refresher Orb already on the TB, so he's not going to have meta up.
Meta. And I think that was a shard on the Centaur as well.
Oh no, he will have meta up, obviously, because he used it before and didn't pop meta.
Didn't pop the meta, he used it for Sunder.
What am I talking about?
Okay, panic over, yeah, there it is. All right, though, a glimmer of hope for Forward Gaming, but that was a heavy loss. I mean, they get the Monkey King, things look good, but unfortunately, Nisha just doing so much right now, and the Fisher comes out from Puppey, holding still. I mean, the modifiers doing so much work on that level 25 talent for Nisha. Everybody getting Skadi'd up. It's very difficult to fight into. The quick Sunder turning onto Nisha here can actually bring down this Medusa. She's out of mana. The right clicks aren't enough to bring her down with the 4-staff away as well. Yuwa did commit a BKB for that, and Metamorphosis was used. I'm wondering if Secret are going to see this hole and try to open it. Doesn't seem like that will be the case, though, as they back themselves out.
I'd like to see him try and swap this Refresher Orb in now on the TB just to help the cooldown. You really don't want to have to wait for that double time.
Well, still, I mean, I think the gold advantage has been on Secret's side the entire game, and now with a couple of good fights under their belt, they are actually feeling very much in the lead, but it's just so hard for them to close this game out.
Yeah, when you get to this 50-minute mark, though, the 13k net worth advantage means so little. It's all about the buybacks. It's all about the initiation in these team fights. And these 4-staffs on both sides are doing so much work here, keeping their cause alive.
Yeah, from both sides, as you say. Really makes a big deal out of killing these supports as well.
Yeah, the best fight that Forward had this game, it felt like that, that was the fight they managed to kill the supports first.
Two boots on the Terrorblade as well, worth mentioning.
Sure.
Travel level 2 and power treads.
He can look to sell those power treads eventually, though, build into another item. I mean, probably very soon. Been hoarding gold for a long time this game.
Heading up to the 50-minute mark. I haven't seen many 50-minute games on this patch. Getting exciting.
If there was going to be one, it was definitely this, though, with a Deucer versus TB, though, wasn't it?
Well, sure. And that's the Satanic now coming out from that Medusa, which again is going to give her so much sustainability, and that split shot modifiers, they're going to do work.
Nisha coming up to the high ground here.
Yeah, not afraid. She's got the Satanic. She's so damn tanky. Makes it so difficult to forward to initiate. They also know that they don't have the Metamorphosis for another 45 seconds, so Secret, they're doing work. There is one singular barrack up at top still, so if they take this, that won't be it. Stun in from Universe, just trying to delay things with the Fortify, though. Not quite sure that was the right time to use that.
They're just trying to delay them as long as they can. Wait for the meta, like you mentioned. That's the most important thing here.
25 seconds as the bottom lane of barracks go down forward, feeling the pressure. I mean, the buyback is available on Medusa, and it's going to be available on mid one as well pretty shortly as well. So 40 seconds until that Monkey King can buy back into this game. So still 5 minutes and 4 minutes 30 on the forward gaming carries respectively.
Well, their hearts must be going at this point. You know, one wrong mistake and all of a sudden the game's just over. You have to play so carefully here.
Very, very nerve-wracking stuff for these guys out there on the main stage. And this Medusa, I mean, how do you kill this Medusa? Oh, forward gaming, they've got a plan, and it is going to smoke up. I don't think Secret have seen this. This could be an initiation on Tanisha here. Forward, here we go, Stampede, they're jumping, they're going for Zai. Instead, the Zai is out, Stone Gaze immediately. Yuar does get the ultimate off, but mid one's right on his back. Yuar has forced off down to the low ground, but the Shadow Fiend could be in trouble, being forced away by MSS. There's so much work. Yuar being hunted, meanwhile SPG goes down. Yuar running mid one with the Jingoose. Yuar playing around the Roshan pit. In comes Resolution. Mid one has to stay away from this.
They've popped the meta though, and they didn't even kill Puppey on the Shaker. Rezo spent so much time out of that fight trying to chase him away, but...
Yeah, stun out onto Universe. The Centaur is a big target to bring down as the slows come out. In comes a Boundless Strike as well. Mid one will chunk him down as Nisha comes in for the heavy hits, and that is no Centaur Warrunner. Meanwhile, their Mega Creeps are going to be gotten just by the creeps alone. Forward gaming, it's slipping away from them bit by inch.
Here we go. No Centaur buyback here. Nisha's just going to start hitting the tier 4s. He's like they're trying to delay as much as they can with these ice paths, but you have to go in at some point.
I think they're waiting for maybe the refresher orb on the BKB for Rezo. They just want every little bit they can get. They're going to have to take this fight. They don't want to, but they have to, so they want every little bit they can get. The Chikira nearly just gets sniped off. Resolution now pops that Metamorphosis with the refresher orb, tries to beat down mid one, and Secret, they might just back away from this. Yeah, Scatty though, is he even going to let them? Oh, Ice Path a little bit off mark here. Puppey, stun. Yuar has actually popped his BKB as well.
Yeah, they just need to be a little bit careful here on Secret. There's no need for them to rush this. They've got the Megas now. You force the TB to pop the Metamorphosis, so you can just wait for this to disappear. Just go in again.
Yeah, that's what they've been doing all this late game. You know, they just wait for the Metamorphosis, bait out a fight, and back themselves away with these 4-staffs, and forward gaming without the Centaur, they do not have enough catch for this.
Yeah, Roshan is going to hit minimum spawn time here as well. Oh, it looks like it's up already now, actually, so they could even go back for that one on Secret.
God, look at these net worths. 41,700 gold on Resolution.
But look at Universe, though, on this Centaur. He hasn't really built an item in like the last 25 minutes or something. And we talked about how good the Halberd would be, and they just never reached it.
Yeah, it kind of feels like they've kind of switched out their 3 position almost, but to who?
I mean, Jakiro has the GPM talent, but it really feels like TB against the rest of the world here, and he can't keep up with all these cores, especially this Medusa.
And Secret, they're going to get themselves a free Roshan. Forward gaming, no chance of interrupting this. Nisha, so she's got the Aegis, she's got the buyback.
She's eating a Moon Shard now as well. Even more attack speed and night vision.
I'm into fat shaming, but this Medusa is big.
Skywrath gets the Mystic Flare damage instead of the GPM talent, which I like. Oh no, the Daedalus.
Whose Daedalus was that?
It must have been TB's, I guess.
It was going to the secret shop, yeah.
Maybe SF's, but...
Well, only a minute and 20 seconds to wait until this Terrorblade buyback. That is a timing which forward gaming can look for. Secret.
You don't even have any tier 4s though on forward. It's just so exposed on the Ancient.
They're holding on against these Mega Creeps. but it is a very, very tough fight. I mean, if they come back against this, then...
Oh, okay.
Oh my god.
But you see Puppy where he's put his wards on this map. It's all about the rune control at this point. All you need is a double damage rune on this Doocer, and your damage potential is just through the roof. So he doesn't even care about warding the rest of the map. Just the runes.
I have a feeling Secret are going to try and end the game right now with this double damage rune. Coming in there, actually smoking out. They don't want Forward to see. Puppy goes in, gets a stun out. Mystic Flare as well as a double, but SVG will survive this one. Stampede is used. They jump in, stun up Medusa. Mid one jumps in. He's got the BKB. Double Wukong's coming out with the extra ring, and they're just going for the ancient here. Forward Gaming, they need to respond to this one. They are under siege here. Nisha gets it down to half HP. Forward coming in. Do they have enough damage to actually stop Nisha doing this? Though she's focusing out. The fortification is used, but Rezo is gone. The Echo Slam comes out. He does not have buyback for 14 seconds, and that is all the time which Secret are gonna need as they focus down the heroes, they focus down the ancient. It doesn't matter. I think this game is over. Secret will take this game to a draw. 1-1 as it stands, but my god, 55 minutes of battling, of fighting, of Forward Gaming, holding on. I mean, I don't think they had a net worth advantage that entire game, but they were fighting so well, and it was so close even. But they just couldn't swing things in their side, and Secret, inch by inch, bit by bit, and look at Resolution there. He does not feel good about that.